Kim Kardashian is under fire after listening to what song?
Demi Lovato may be in rehab longer than we thought.
And Chloe Bennett defends her man, Logan Paul.
All that and more on today's Rundown.
Hey you guys, welcome back to DHR. I'm your girl Renee, and I got my girl,
Lisa.
Miriam.
You guys,
exciting.
Renee's the only human being on the planet that's taller than me, and it definitely gives me lots of insecurities. I don't know what to do about this.
I'm gonna wear heels next time.
I should have worn heels. You should have warned me.
Well, you know, next time, maybe. But you guys, we have so much news to talk about today, including the fact that Justin Bieber finally revealed the reason why him and Hailey were seen crying out in New York.
Oh, I know. That was weird, and I feel bad that we're even talking about their crying, and they can't cry in privacy. But also, before we do that, we have got to talk about Millie Bobby Brown's very adorable Instagram live stream. Millie took to IG to do a little live Q&A sesh with her fans, and in it, she revealed that she absolutely loves the Disney Channel original movie, Teen Beach Movie. I mean, like, obviously, who doesn't? She even gave fans a little taste of one of her favorite songs from the musical.
Surf, surf, woo! Surf, surf, crazy!
Yes, you're
surf,
right.
surf, crazy!
You are right.
I knew that was it.
We're so grateful that Millie still takes the time to connect with her fans, even while she's in the middle of shooting Stranger Things Season 3. Oh, and speaking of which, we've got a few more updates on Stranger Things, courtesy, of course, of cast members Finn Wolfhard, who plays Mike, and David Harbour, who plays Sheriff Hopper on the show. So Finn told Us Weekly of Season 3, quote, "I don't know much about it because we get the scripts as we go along, but yeah, it's set in 1985 in the summer. It's the summer of love. That's all I can say, really." The summer of love probably includes Mike and Eleven having their first relationship with each other. Oh, Nancy and Jonathan continuing their romance, of course. And we're sure that the chemistry between Hopper and Karen is definitely going to heat up as well. And we wouldn't be surprised if Steve had a new romantic interest this season, but we're more interested in his adorable budding bromance with Dustin, of course. Now, Stranger Things isn't a romantic comedy, and we're expecting things to get even darker in Hawkins and Deanna this season. The show doesn't hold back when it comes to killing off characters that we have come to love. So who is next? Well, if David Harbour, aka Hopper, had his way, it would be his character. In fact, he said at Tampa Bay Comic-Con over the weekend, "I would like to take a bullet for 11. And then, of course, fans started cheering at his very selfless answer, to which he joked, "Now you're all happy about me dying." No, no, no. I don't want to see Hopper go. I don't want to see any of them go, although, I mean, like, I would definitely cry. It would be like a very Game of Thrones moment to see him die for 11.
Yeah, but then I just want him to come back to life. Like, remember when they had 11 died?
Yeah.
For like a season, well, not a season, just a few episodes, but
Yeah.
I don't think I can emotionally handle any more
I
of that.
can't. The nation is under assault in too many ways. I can't handle any more sadness, so please don't kill off anyone in the cast.
You know what would cheer us up, Miriam? Is listening to little Millie Bobby Brown sing songs from Disney Channel original movies. Her live stream was so cute.
She's so great.
She's so great. I love that she connects with her fans the way she does, because she's a busy girl. How old is she? She's what, 12?
I don't know.
I always
so
think
mature,
she's
too.
11 in my head.
Because her name's 11. I feel like she's like an 11-year-old and a 50-year-old in one.
Yes.
Do you see that?
That is absolutely what Millie
She's such
Bobby
a
Brown
grown
is.
woman sometimes. I don't know. Maybe it's the British accent. I don't know. Everyone's been talking about Demi Lovato and what is going to happen for her after rehab. But the thing is, she might be in rehab for way longer than we thought. Now, fans might remember that Demi's tour, Tell Me You Love Me, was actually not quite finished when the very unfortunate overdose happened. In fact, she had remaining stops in Mexico and South America, where Demi is very loved, but she has had to cancel all of those stops. Even though we're very happy that she's doing so much better, we're obviously sad to see that she can't move on with her tour. This news comes very shortly after TMZ reported that Demi checked into rehab, and it may have given us an idea of just how long Demi will be in treatment. Since we know that Demi's next stops, which were in Mexico and South America, were happening all the way in late September, and 6 of her stops were in South America in November, And given that she's canceled all of those stops, then that leads us to believe that Demi might be in rehab for the rest of the year. TMZ reported that Lotus Productions and Live Nation said, "We wish Demi Lovato the best now and in the future, and we hope to see her soon in South America." They also revealed that refunds for the shows will be available starting this Friday.
So this doesn't necessarily mean that Demi will be in rehab this entire time, but I do think it gives us a clear idea that Demi will definitely be taking a break from her music career, I would assume, until at least November. Because it seems like she needs, a good break to just take care of herself.
This isn't like the flu.
No.
We almost lost Demi Lovato. You put everything on hold. You work on you. And to undo years of an addiction to try to treat that needs months, if not years, to really get a handle on that.
So my question for you, Miriam, is how long do you think she'll be out of the game with her music career? Do you think we'll hear from Demi even in the next year, do you think? Do you think it'll be less than that, more than that?
I think what she will do might be different than what she should do. I am no professional. I do know a little bit about rehab treatment, and considering this is not the first time that she relapses, then every time you go back to rehab, you have to stay there longer.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And I would assume that at least 6 months of both in-house treatment and outpatient treatment is what she needs, at least.
Yeah, and honestly, I just hope Demi gets the help that she needs and takes this time for herself, because that's what's most important. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm all ready for a new Demi album whenever she's ready, but if that takes a year, 2 years, whatever, like, I'm okay as long as she's okay. Well, you guys, Kim Kardashian is under fire for listening to a Tyga song in her bikini while jumping on a trampoline.
But the question is she under fire, or is that just fire?
So yesterday, Kim took to her Instagram stories to share a clip of herself wearing a white bikini while jumping on a trampoline. And while we're sure that's just like a typical Wednesday afternoon activity for Kim, fans were very surprised at Kim's song choice to have playing in the background, which was Taste by none other than Kylie's ex, Tyga.
Slide on the pimp gang with my pinky ring.
The clip is like 2 seconds long, but there's no denying that that is Tyga's song. And Tyga clearly approves of Kim listening to his song, because he then reposted her clip with the hashtag Taste. You can't blame the guy for soaking up that kind of free publicity. It is the Kardashians. But a lot of fans called Kim out for bouncing to Kylie's ex's song, with one tweeting, quote, "Kim Kardashian listening to Tyga on her Insta story is really confusing me, LOL." While another commented, quote, "You think Kylie noticed that Kim was playing Tyga on her Snapchat post?" Followed by a raised eyebrow emoji. Honestly, we can't imagine Kylie's too upset with Kim's choice of background music, considering she's far too busy being a mom to Stormi and being madly in love with Travis Scott and, being a near billionaire. But in other snaps Kim took yesterday, she does show off her killer bod in that bikini and shows her having a good time with her sister Court, which is really good to see. Considering all of that drama we got in those previews for Keeping Up with the Kardashians, where they are fighting to the point where it seems like there's no return.
They always do that. There's
the
always a
Kardashians.
return. It's the Kardashians, exactly. Also, I think this is so petty. Like, music is music. Enjoy whatever makes you feel good and feel sexy. Also, Tyga and Kylie don't hate each other, so why would Kim hate Tyga? Why would we add
That's
that
true.
animosity into the world?
What would be the line for you if your sibling was listening to your ex? What would they have had to have done to you for you to be mad at
They would
this?
have to be a Nazi.
Oh, that's very specific.
Yes. And Chloe Bennett is still off in the internet and in the world defending her man, Logan Paul. There's no denying that Logan Paul has made more than a few mistakes throughout his career, including when he pulled out his camera and filmed the dead body of a man who committed suicide. And ever since then, many people would agree that Logan is completely canceled, except that his girlfriend, Chloe Bennett, disagrees. In fact, she told ET, "Logan and I connected on a significant level early on. I think that people make mistakes, and if you can't have room to grow from a mistake, and if you can't forgive people despite changing, I don't think really we have anything. I think growth comes from making mistakes. Obviously, there are always going to be haters, which is why Logan also did ask his fans not to hate on Chloe for her supporting him. He said, "To anyone giving her a hard time, please do not hold Chloe accountable for my actions in the past. Instead, recognize her efforts to help me become a better man and do good on this floating rock. Here's the thing. Everyone makes terrible mistakes. We have all had douchey moments. I'm not excusing his mistakes. I am acknowledging that he has apologized for them. And also, we didn't have cameras back in the day when I made my worst mistakes, so I just feel bad for the dude. And I think it's awesome that she's standing up for him, and instead of like canceling him and never speaking to him again, she is helping to make him better. And you can only do something like that if you're next to them.
That's very true. I will say, I understand it because she's dating him and because he's a part of her life. I obviously don't personally know Logan Paul. I do think he's made quite a few mistakes that I don't know if I'm able to see him in the same way again, but she is his girl. You know, they're dating and
that's
you gotta—
family.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta be supportive of one another. And yes, people do make mistakes, so I totally hear what she's saying. I don't think Khloe deserves hate. She's just giving love to her partner. Do you feel better now?
I agree.
Okay, so after those pictures came out of Hailey Baldwin and Justin Bieber crying together, we were all like, what happened? And Justin Bieber has finally told us why. Earlier this week, Justin and Hailey were both photographed sitting on rocks holding each other while they cried as they left on bikes. They both appeared to be very distraught, with Justin wiping his eyes. And then they were seen again later at a cafe, still going through something while Justin was holding Hailey's head for comfort. But things seemed to perk up the next day because Justin was seen getting a haircut with Hailey right by his side. So thankfully, whatever happened did not affect their relationship. Justin, as you may have noticed, has been growing his hair out all summer long, and I guess he decided it was time for a chop, but it was more like a trim. Anyway, later that night, TMZ caught up with the Biebs and asked him about the whole crying sesh, and it appeared he was going to ignore the question at first, but then, right before getting into his car, he held up a book by Timothy Keller called The Meaning of Marriage and said, quote, this. Then when asked what he meant, he added, quote, you got good days and you got bad days. It's not real if it doesn't have any bad days. So I guess it does have to do, or it did have to do with their relationship, and they were having a bad day, and maybe he's learning about it through this book. I've never read this book, have you?
No, but I'm immediately ordering it on Amazon as soon as this is over. Couples cry. Friends cry. They cry together. Things happen.
Except
what really
we're not
determines-
photographed.
Right, except that we're not photographed. So I think it is horrible that people are out hounding these two in such an intimate, private, and vulnerable moment. It happens. They're celebrities. And you know what? Good for them if they're looking at it and like trying to navigate the difficult waters of marriage with like a book and with wisdom.
I know, and I think in more important news aside from them crying,
Oh, because that's not important news.
that's not the most important news. Justin Bieber barely cut his hair. Listen, Miriam, I was a big fan of the Biebs when he had that short hair.
I
When
love the short
Baby
hair.
came out, he was a baby
love
when
the
Baby
short
came
hair.
out. Even Love Yourself, that haircut.
Yeah,
I wonder what he's doing. A Cosmopolitan actually
I'm so glad we're not talking about his emotions and we're talking about his hair. Much more important.
Much more important. So Cosmopolitan actually posted a picture of Hailey Baldwin's dad when he was younger, and his haircut is almost identical
Really?
to Justin Bieber's current haircut, and I found
Is
it
that
so
why? Is it a conspiracy? To look like her dad?
funny. Let's not start that. All right, you guys, that wraps up our show for today. But before we go, I gotta know, why do you think Justin and Hailey were crying? Do you think it was a fight? Do you think this book is just really emotional and we should all get it together?
We
in a
should
book
all
club?
get it. Definitely. And also the whole Kim Kardashian bouncing in a bikini to Tyga's music. Do you think that's bad? Should she have been criticized for it? Or are we all just being a little petty?
Let us know.
Yes.
And in the meantime, you guys can follow me at Renee Ariel on Instagram.
At Miriam_Isa on Instagram or at Miriam Isa on Twitter. And if you're still watching this video, kudos to you for making it this far on DHR.
All right, guys, we'll see you back here tomorrow. All right, you guys, then click right over here to get the deets on Dylan O'Brien's possible date with Chloe Grace Moretz.
Possible. But before you do that, click right over here to subscribe.
Because we'll be back here.
Yeah, every day.